Hey everybody, welcome to a new video. If you're new to my channel, my name is Adrian Fields and I'm an expat entrepreneur that's been living in Bali for the last 3 years. Now, if you do follow my channel, you know that I finally left Bali on a vacation after 2.5 years of being here during the entire pandemic. I went to Turkey to get my teeth done, and then I went to Spain for a couple weeks. And I just got back to Bali last week, but within 3 or 4 days of being here, I booked a flight back to Europe to go again next month, and this time for longer. I just did a video about why that is, but in this video today I'm actually going to show you how I'm going to get my villa ready to rent out for Airbnb. Now, I didn't do this for the month that I was away because I didn't feel like it was worth it, and also it wasn't in my lease contract, but I renegotiated with my landlord, got the okay to Airbnb it, and that means that I just want to do a little bit of aesthetic touch-ups, basically to the guest room, to make it look better and to make it more enticing on Airbnb. I'm going to take you all along this process with me and show you the transformation of the bland, very ugly guest room, which I haven't touched since I moved in, to what will be something hopefully a lot more beautiful. But first, I want to show you the comparison between my bedroom and all of the decoration that I've done to that, which you haven't seen since the original video that I posted that got a ton of views about my house tour in Bali, because I did more since then. I want to show you first my bedroom, then I'm going to show you the guest bedroom, and then we will make all the plans for making that more beautiful. And also, if you're interested in renting my house, check on Airbnb. Alright, so here we are in my bedroom, which you can see is very blue. I painted all of the walls this beautiful blue Mediterranean jewel tone that I just love. I feel like I live in a jewel box or something. I'm going to turn the camera around and just show you in detail the difference between my bedroom and the ugly guest bedroom that needs the remakeover. So because I spend over 70% of my time in Bali in my bedroom, this is my sanctuary. It's really the most important room in the house to me, and that's why I think that I put the attention and love that I did into this particular room. So the first thing that you'll notice, as I said, is all of the walls are blue. Now, the bedding I also changed from what came with the house to much nicer bedding. I put 2 layers of feather top mattresses. I then added these throw pillows and the big cushion. Over here, I added the 70s shag rug. I've added the dog. There's Mr. Bubbins / Malibu chilling. I added this chair. You may have seen that actually a lot of this stuff was there previously, but some of the newer stuff is the orchid table, I think. I added a TV with Apple TV, even though it was already a smart TV. So now I spend a lot of time in bed watching series and movies and all of that. So those are the aesthetic basic changes that I made to this room, and you will see now the difference between this room and the guest room. Oh, one last thing that I need to point out because it's getting changed. Okay, the fan is a nice modern fan that actually works really well. Now let's compare this to the guest room. So the guest room is actually the exact same size, shape, and everything as the other bedroom. They're identical, except this one is untouched from when I moved in, and to me it is just really not attractive. It has all white walls. I'm getting rid of these lamps. I just ordered them on Tokopedia, new ones to replace this like very ugly style. The bedding, not great. Need to add a feather topper or whatever to make that nicer. The artwork on the walls has to go. Ugly. I'm going to paint this wall as an accent wall, and then also here we have the original furniture that came when I moved into the house. So this traditional table and a desk writing area. So I don't want to spend a lot of money, but I think that a few small touches will go a long way, especially replacing this hideous fan. I already ordered a new one. It was just delivered. So my tukang, which is what you call a handyman here, will paint my wall and replace that fan. And then I think I'm going to go shopping today just for some accent pieces, like different pillows to put on the bed that will match the color that I chose for the wall, and maybe something else that I'm gonna put here, because I don't want to have to buy another television for this room, but I do need something to put on this wall to kind of tie it together with the color or whatever. So maybe that's an art piece, or maybe that's something else. But that's the state of the room as it is now, untouched. All right, well, now that you guys have seen the empty guest bedroom, I'm gonna take you with me to Canggu, one of my least favorite places these days. Apparently, I've seen already since the borders opened last month that the traffic has increased, including on the rather newly renovated Canggu shortcut. So I'm powering up my GoPro over here, and I'm gonna take you with me, and you'll actually get a chance to see what is the situation like in Canggu right now, because there's a few decorating stores that I like there that I have in mind for where I can buy throw pillows. I actually just ordered on Tokopedia, which is like Indonesia's Amazon, a carpet for the guest bedroom that's gonna match the color of the wall that I'm painting, and I'm looking for some other kinds of things too. I may order floating shelves from Tokopedia that I can put on that blank wall, and then buy like little plants or succulents or something to just layer. So I don't know exactly yet, but I'm going to look for some inspiration and look for some different things, but specifically the objective will be throw pillows. So this shop named Satunama, I think that's the name, right? Satunama? Which means one name, was my first stop to look for these throw pillows, but they don't have the color that I'm looking for, which is specifically something that would be a cream or a pink color. So I need to probably continue on. But as you can see, just kind of like a mishmash of random things here that are pretty cute, just knick-knack accessories for your house, but nothing really that is calling out to me at the moment to buy. So this is the second shop that I've come to. This is called Tropis, and I've actually bought a bunch of stuff here previously. Some placemats for my kitchen, I don't remember, but they also have just a lot of handmade Indonesian style, villa style things. So I've already spotted the perfect pillows potentially in the right color. So this is Asep, the best to come. He has painted my room. He changed all the fans in the house, so now we're changing this hideous one in the guest room to the same white ones that we have in all the other rooms, which will just elevate the aesthetic much better, because when you walk in and you see an ugly fan like that, at least for me, it's a huge turnoff. Asep, bilang selamat pagi.
Hello, selamat pagi.
Part one of this redecoration job is already finished. We've just installed the new, beautiful, simple, modern white fan, which replaces the hideous old farm style one. Now Asep is about to get to work to paint this wall here, the coral accent color. So yes, I'm still in my bathrobe even though it's now firmly in the afternoon, but Asep here is working, and I've noticed that the color that we've chosen, which is called coral something, I forget, but it looks slightly different in the photo that Asep sent me from his phone when he was shopping for the paint yesterday. It seemed a little bit more muted, and I'm seeing it's quite distinct. So I just told him I think that we only need one coat of paint, because if we go over it 2 or 3 times, it's going to be really, really strong. So I want it to be a little bit more muted, since it's just an accent wall and it's quite pink. So this is the situation, how it's looking after one coat of paint. If you look up close, you still see some whites. We have to do a second coat. I was thinking that only maybe one would be needed, because I didn't want the color to be like super strong in your face, but I actually really like it. I feel it's very Instagrammable too. Like if you were to take a portrait against that, it would be really pretty. Alright, well look what just arrived today. So one of the things that I knew early on that I wanted to replace in the guest room were these really ugly bedside lamps. It's just like everything in here was so unattractive, and this just came from Tokopedia, which, as I've said in previous videos, I order everything from Tokopedia. They are like the Amazon of Indonesia, and so these are both quite inexpensive. They were $12 each, because the point is that I'm trying to redecorate this on a budget. Like, I don't know if anybody is going to rent out my villa while I'm away, and I don't want all the revenue to go into the redecoration anyway, because also I don't have any friends, so I'm not really expecting like any guests to be using the guest room. But these are just kind of like minimalist, but I think that they're going to go much better and up the overall decor of the room. So let's open them up. Okay. Yes, this is much better looking. Okay, so really simple. They're just these cloth nightstand, whatever, but they match the curtains in the room. And if you put a nice low wattage bulb in here, it's going to look really pretty, as opposed to, again, these very clunky, big lamps that just kind of, I don't know, they take up too much. It's not that they take up too much space, I think that they just don't have the right aesthetic. Like, it doesn't look right for Bali. It looks like it should be in some kind of like colonial style house. And so, anyway, I think that these, I bought 2 of them, they're identical. Again, $12 each. So, really cheap, and let's see how they look. And let there be light. So, they look okay. I mean, it would be better if they were a little bit bigger. They're quite small, but I do think that they, in general, look better than the big, ugly continental or European or whatever style you call that of lamp that was there previously. Obviously, we still have a long, long way to go in the redecoration, but this is just little piece, step by step, that we're doing. But again, that was like one of my first priorities, get rid of those ugly lamps. So let's check in when we have some more things to show, shall we? Hey guys, so today is Saturday, and despite the fact that it feels like it's about 1 million degrees outside, I'm going to take a drive into Kerobokan and do some shopping for some decoration and possibly some furniture, though I'd like to avoid that. I'm going to go to Home Basket and the places that are around there. If you recall, in my other redecoration video, I bought stuff from Home Basket before for redecorating this area behind me. Specifically a seagrass rug, but I'm looking for more kind of things that I can hang on the wall, because there's just a lot of empty space, and because I'm too cheap to buy a TV for the guest room, I just need to decorate it with stuff so that it's not looking super, super empty. And what else to say? So there's some other things that came today from Tokopedia that I'm going to go pick up later in the day, and that I'll start to put together in the room. And then my tukang, again, which means handyman in Bahasa Indonesia, will come on Tuesday to like fix all the stuff up. So we're making progress. Again, I don't want to spend a lot of money because I still don't have any Airbnb reservations as of yet, but it's only been on the website, I think, for like 2 days. So regardless, let's go shopping, let's see what we find, and let's not spend too much money. Alright, so here I am back at Home Basket. As I said before, I've bought a bunch of things here. Specifically now, I'm looking for just some decoration that I can put on the walls so that the room is not so empty. And on the drive here, I was reflecting about the fact that the furniture in that guest room is really heavy. Like, it's dark wood, it's not contemporary, and I need some things just to kind of like lighten it up. Basically, I would love to change that desk, but that's probably going to be too much. So anyway, I think that the color palette that we're looking for is like white and cream, just things that will, again, lighten it up. So the only thing that I'm buying today is actually this basket here, which we're going to put a large plant in the corner of the room. I just am not seeing things that I really like. I'm not going for this kind of beachy bohemian vibe in that room. I'm going for more of like a mid-century sort of modern look. Otherwise, it's just too contrasted with the furniture that's already in there. Also, it looks like it's gonna rain any minute, so I better get back home. All right, I just got back from Home Basket, and I'm thinking that this might be a little bit small for the space, but we're gonna see how it looks once we put in, I think, the banana leaf plant tree, whatever the hell that is. And hopefully that will occupy enough space and give it a little bit more life here, because the room just feels very dead. So anyway, I just stopped by my office and picked up the stuff that came from Tokopedia. And I'm going to show you, because I bought some cheap decorations and some other things for the room. Again, like nothing is expensive. I'm trying to do everything on a budget. So let me show you what I just bought. This stuff actually that I'm about to show you all came from within Bali. At least this like wooden art stuff. Okay, so first you have to kind of get an idea of what my vision is going to be. So also from Tokopedia, I ordered some floating shelves, and they're going to be installed on Tuesday by my handyman. But then I've also bought these kinds of like small wooden little decoration things that I'm going to have throughout here, kind of dispersing in the wooden floating shelves. So just this like, you know, random mid-century, random kind of bohemian wooden things. I really just like the design, and guess what, guys? They cost $1 each. So I bought 12 of them, I think 6, yes, and over here another 6. All different designs, all kind of just abstract, modern. So it's all going to kind of be floating along here with the floating shelves, and then with some decorations on the floating shelves, just again, because I'm not buying a TV, so I need to kind of fill up this empty white space. And also, besides these little ones, I bought ones that are slightly bigger. Let's see, I don't know exactly what they're going to look like, because I'm very bad at understanding like what things are in centimeters. But I'm replacing those kind of not attractive pictures that are on either side of the bed. I'm going to turn the camera around again so you can see them, but let's see what these look like. I've already forgotten which ones I ordered. Alright, and here we are, more modern stuff. So these actually cost about $7 each. Let me turn the camera around so you can see what they're going to replace, and they're definitely the right size. They're almost the same size as the ugly ones I'm getting rid of. Let me turn the camera around. Alright guys, so you can see this one. This is like a traditional Balinese dancer. It's not that bad, but I just think it could be better. So we're getting rid of that. I'm going to have Astap the Tukang, and we're gonna put these here instead. Again, just to kind of make the room look more hip, more modern. I'm not going for this like very colonial, like chunky old style. I'm trying to break it up with some other things. So just to make it look more Instagram ready, I guess, or for more like young-ish hip people who want a better design space. So the last thing I'm going to show you, let me turn the camera on again so we can get good lighting. See how much better the lighting is from this side? Alright, the last thing I'm going to show you that just arrived from Tokopedia and that matches the aesthetic of all of this stuff is a linen, what do you call this? Linen rug. Yes, linen rug. And this cost, I think, about $11 or $12. So obviously not expensive, but oh look, I'm very happy. It matches the matches the color of the accent wall. So it's not very big, so I think I'm gonna put it like on the side of the bed, and I was trying to decide whether I should buy one more so that I can put them on each side of the bed, but look, let's turn this way so you can see the color between the color match kind of. It just is bringing out more of like these coral pastel type tones. So I think it's kind of nice. And this is how it looks on the floor. I was thinking, do I want to buy like a bigger carpet that I can put here that might be gray or something? And then do I want to buy one more of these and put it on the other side of the bed just to have some, I don't know, what do you call that? Some like equilibrium, some balance. I think I might do that. I might order one more of the same because I do like this, and it's going to tie in everything together. Look, like the art and this, they kind of both have this abstract, modernist thing going for them. So again, look at all of these little wooden art pieces that are going to go on the wall. They're really small. They're about 6 or 7 inches tall each, but again, between the 12 of them and then the hanging floating shelves that are going to be put up, it will occupy all of this white space over here that just is too empty for me and for my taste. And then as you can see over here, this is the basket that was bought, and once it has the plant in, we'll be giving some green, some life over here as well. I'm on the hunt today for an accent chair to replace that ugly desk with. I've decided I'm going to commit to it. And the store that I was originally going to is closed. The one where I bought the cowhide chair that I have in my bedroom. I was hoping that I would find something there. And then just as I got there, it started raining. So I was like, okay, what am I going to do? Should I go home or should I just keep driving? And I decided to go a little bit further down the road. And I found a store that I've never been to before called Elements. And I could see even from the side of the road, they have kind of a mid-century look. And I just saw a chair that I like, but also right over here next door is another shop that has a lot of interesting furniture that looks a bit more expensive. So I'm going to show you the chair that I'm thinking about from this store, and then we'll take a look inside here too and see if we like something better. So I like this chair, which I'm currently sitting on, because the dark wood matches the rest of the wood in the room. And furthermore, it's a shape that I actually haven't seen before in Bali. Like usually in Bali, all the furniture shops sell a version of the same exact thing, but this chair with its rounded edges and everything feels quite unique. And I think that it could be nice in the space. It doesn't come with the cushion, but the price without the cushion is 950,000 rupiah, which is about $70. And again, we're talking about a custom-made wooden chair here, so I think that's a fair price. I might negotiate a little bit, maybe get 900,000 for it and throw in some free delivery. And yeah, but I like this chair. I think it's a good option. So this is the shop just next door, and they actually have some really unique, beautiful pieces here, things with upholstery. They have the chair that exactly I was looking for. This store is called Jenny? No, it's called Joy Luck Interior Home Decor. Just literally next door to the other place. A little bit more expensive. So this chair, can you see it behind me? It's the style that's similar to the cowhide one that I have, but exactly what I was thinking of, which is having a rattan back, but it's 1.5 million, so it's 600,000 more than the other chair. And the other chair I feel is more unique. The wood, actually they both are dark wood, so they both could go, but that one also needs a cushion. But yeah, there's some really, really interesting things in here, and look at how fabulous these chandeliers and the lights are. So I also just noticed something funny in the neighboring store, again, the one that's more expensive. They have the exact same chair as the one I was looking for here, the one that's 900,000, but they're selling it for 1.4 million. So I think I'm going to buy it here, that original chair that I just showed you, because it's unique, the price is right, and it matches kind of with the aesthetic that I'm going for. Guys, can you see behind me? There's this very modernist side table that goes well with the chair here, and I think I might buy them together as a set, because if I'm going to get rid of that whole table and chair, I think that I need something else of width to replace that space. The chair alone might just be too small in that area, so I think that the chair plus the side table would be perfect. I'm getting a little bit anxious, honestly, because I keep spending more and more money on redecorating this guest room, and I don't have any guests. I did get an Airbnb inquiry yesterday from somebody who wanted to stay for a month, but it was just an inquiry and not a booking. But I think I'm kind of confident that as we get closer to the date, somebody will end up booking for hopefully some amount of time, because it is a lot of effort for me. Obviously, not just the redecoration of this room, but like if I'm gonna get my house ready to welcome guests, I have to put all of my personal stuff away in storage. So it has to be worth my while, basically, is what I'm saying. Alright, so the new furniture that I bought yesterday is on its way right now in a go-kart, and we are removing the ugly old desk and chair. So everything is coming little by little into place. So below me here, we've just discovered when we moved that desk, there's I don't know what you would call that, a hole, a space, a thing that's like not right with the laminate on this cabinet. So I've asked Asep, my tukang, to go and find some laminate that we can fill in there, because obviously it looks really ugly and cheap when you have like a hole in the laminate. So we need to fix that. The driver with the furniture should be here in about 2 minutes. So we're going to put that into place, and then as the room starts to come together, we will also put the hanging racks on the wall. We're buying the plant today for the pot that we got the other day from Home Basket. Where is it? Where is it? Where is it in the frame? Okay, there. And then we're also buying some succulents and things to put on these hanging racks. And then we will be like 75%, because we're still waiting for a few more things. Putting some more art on the walls back here. We are also changing the electrical sockets from the standard ones to the ones that are international. You can use with any electric plug. Plus they have 2 USB ports in them as well. I find that that is actually something I do in all the houses that I move into in Bali, because I have a mix of things, a lot of stuff from America. But I think if you are a guest, if you're coming like in an Airbnb from whatever place, whether it's Australia or Europe, well, Europe actually uses the same as here, but it's nice to have sockets that you can put any of your electrical stuff in. So not that expensive, like each one is $2.50 or something like that, and for such a cheap convenience, it's totally worth it. Yesterday I may have made a slight miscalculation about the color of the wood. For some reason in my mind, the wood color of the bed and all the other stuff was darker in my mind than it actually is. So the chair and the little side table just arrived, and they are of a darker wood than the rest of the room. I don't think it necessarily looks bad, but it is what it is. And can you see it behind me? There it is. So it's in the corner. I got the cushion with it and the little side table, so we'll put something like a little decorative thing on the top of the table. And right now, just going out, buying the tree, changing the sockets, doing all that stuff. By the end of the day, as I said, we'll be like around 80% finished, I think, with the redecoration. Alright guys, I want to show off the final room reveal, because the last piece of the puzzle just arrived via Tokopedia, which is the rug that I'm standing on. I was just waiting for this to kind of tie the whole room together, and I'm really happy with the way that it looks. I think that I spent under $300 for the entire redecoration, so I'm going to walk you through all of the things that we did and how I was able to do this on a relative budget, because again, I didn't want to spend a lot of money. I still don't have any bookings yet, and I'm leaving in a few weeks. So let me walk you through everything and show you the new guest room, the new and improved guest room. Okay, so first of all, as you can see, here on the bed, obviously, you know, we added the throw pillows, got rid of the ugly blue ones. On either side of the bed, we added some artwork and these table lamps, everything from Tokopedia. So these art pieces, they each cost, I think, about $10. So $40 total for the art on the walls, and each lamp was about $10. And so the contemporary art here on the walls replaces the old Balinese style stuff that just didn't look very good and was making this room look very dated. So I think this is a big improvement, and I just like the modernism of it, the contemporariness, etc. All right, let's talk about the living wall, I call it, behind me. So these floating racks are 2 sets. They came from Tokopedia. I think they were like $10 each, so $20 on that. Some other things that came from Tokopedia here, just this vase and the candle. And then all of these succulents, they're real succulents, yes, they're not fake, came from a nearby garden. And then I wanted ceramic pots, and also all of these, as I said before, these just little pictures of whatever the like kind of contemporary style that we've interspersed throughout. Also from Tokopedia, in Bali, locally made, $1 each. So very cheap, this whole space, but obviously I needed something to kind of draw the eye onto this blank wall, and I'm really happy with how it turned out, because it's nice looking, It's modern, it's contemporary, and most importantly, it was not very expensive. Another thing also that I want to say is that this wood, it's actually, I'm pretty sure it's fake wood, but it matches with the rest of the wood in the room. So this kind of more antique style, I think they called it, whatever. This wood matches with the console, matches with some of the other darker wood. Another important piece that we added that I think is really important just to liven a room is actually putting a real plant. So this is a banana leaf plant. You remember the basket from Home Basket, I took you to that shop. So this is here in the corner, just gives some life into the space and some color as well. I like that. So lastly, the most expensive addition to the room was the chair and the little side table, but the wood actually matches perfectly with the flooring, which is the same dark wood. I don't know what the name of the wood is, but I just think that this is a nice place to sit. You can relax and you have a view out on to the second floor and onto the treetops and the canopies. So it's actually a nice spot. You could even, if you wanted to, have your coffee here, though there's so many places around the house where you could sit, relax, have coffee. But it's also just a nice little nook. And you know, people like to have a chair to throw stuff on at the end of the day. So the chair and the side table together cost $100. I think that was the most expensive element, single element really, of the room decoration. And then lastly, of course, the fan. I almost forgot to mention, though I mentioned before when it arrived, this little rug I've put here in the hallway that has the armoire and then that leads to the bathroom because it just looked better there. And again, the color-wise, it brings in the wall and it brings in the living wall here as well. So the contemporary modern design of that really brought all of it together. And as I was saying, the fan, so big difference. Not only does this fan function much better because it can spin faster, therefore cool you faster, but it looks much better than the hideous country style one that was there before. So that is the whole room redecoration. I think that I may just buy one more throw cushion to put on here that I saw at the store where I bought these pillow covers because it will just tie all the rest of the colors together. But I'm really happy with how the redecoration came out. As I said, I did it on a budget and I think that it just looks a million times better than it did before where I had not touched it and it was just a room that I didn't even want to go into because it was so ugly. And now actually I find myself like at nighttime admiring the work that I've done to redecorate this room, again, on a budget. But just that goes to show little things make a big difference. Changing the ugly artwork that was in here, adding this kind of living wall, again, probably $20, $30 for that. Putting the plant here, and also obviously we can't not remark upon the color of the accent wall, which I put up on Instagram and some people didn't like it, but I think that you're wrong. I like it, and I think that it really brings the whole room together, especially with the other colors and things. So I think it looks great. And if you didn't get a look, this is what the carpet looks like. It's a shag rug, and I'm actually shocked at how soft and how nice it feels because it only costs $15 on Tokopedia. But anyway, it's really nice to walk on. Really soft. It actually feels like it could be real wool, but obviously it's not. But again, $15, and it just kind of ties the whole room together. So that's it for this redecoration video. Thank you guys for following along. Thank you for subscribing to my channel. I hope that you enjoyed this. I hope it gave you some inspiration if either you are coming to Bali and redecorating, or you can rent out my place on Airbnb if this video is published before I actually leave, because I'm leaving for Europe for 2 months, can't wait. And in the meantime, don't want to have an empty villa. So now you will have 2 beautiful bedrooms in this villa to benefit from, not just one. Take care, guys, and until the next video, I'll see you later.